morning, everybody. We'll go over the sales numbers. Right now we're at $1,098,598. We have 14 days left in the month, so we're at 50%. Just remember, this is a shorter month than most months, okay? So we're looking okay there. Issues we had last night, we obviously got to stay on top of the K55 tools. So SYS 164, SYS 37. Those got to be our high priorities to make sure those stay running, especially even this weekend, and make sure that we're making good parts, okay, on those two tools. Jimmy, for the big side, press 34, we need to get SYS 62 running. Okay, it's back up and running. Okay, we need to make sure those stay good. At 8 o'clock, the tool room should have the tips for ITWFS 11. They're going to put that back together. It'll take them about an hour. Then we need to get that in the press, and we need to get 11 and 12 up and running. I know, they shouldn't have put that in there. It needs to come out. Okay? And then we need to finish up Clack 12 on press 5. So we can get that up and running. Okay? For pictures today, up front, the area where we put the trim shells, we had that whole area organized, and we had it so it was individual part numbers in different rows, and then as we're running, we're just stacking them up there randomly. We're not making sure that we keep them in the same rows with the same part numbers. So we have some pictures where we have different part numbers on top of other part numbers. And then that row has a different part number behind it. It makes it really, really hard for Laura to know which part numbers are up there and in which rows. If 4 skids back, it changes part numbers. Or if 4 skids back, there's 1 skid on the top, that's one part number, 1 skid on the bottom, that's another part number. It makes it extremely difficult for her to figure out what's going on. They're not stacking the skids very neat and organized. As you can see, this one's hanging off the side of the skid that's below it, which is a dangerous thing when we're trying to move them around. The whole area up there is just being left a mess. There's a Gaylord lid that's just thrown off to the side. Again, this one's leaning over. This tote of Filtran, I'm assuming we sorted it or whatever we did. We just left the empty tote up there with the bag in it. Okay? And I don't know what's just the
aisle.
Okay. Just the same, 2 rows of the same parts that needed to be sorted, okay? Again, just some more pictures of the stuff that's just kind of messed up there. This one, we obviously have a full dumpster. Somebody knows they filled the dumpster. It's not Israel's job, is not the only person here that can change a dumpster out. Anybody here can. The dumpster's full, get a forklift, pick it up, go out to the warehouse, get another one, bring it in, and empty your garbage can. If you're not capable of driving a forklift or changing the dumpster, find somebody who is. Okay? We don't want to just leave a full garbage can just sitting there, and we know the dumpster's full. Get somebody to change it out if you're not capable, okay? And then I just got one more picture for by 14. I mean, there's runners, parts, 2 different part numbers laying on the floor back there. I don't know if this was because the parts were being ground or what was going on, and we just moved skids out of the way. We just leave a lot of garbage behind, okay? Think of it again, just like your house. Would you want all this stuff just laying around in your own house? It gets to become a mess, okay? We have some suggestions. Request that Alma doesn't page while we're doing the meeting because it's really loud over here, and pretty much anybody she would be paging is at the meeting. So we can talk about that a little bit, see what we need to do there.
We talked to her about that yesterday.
Oh, you did talk to her about that?
It should be done.
So it should be taken care of, okay? So she's not going to page while we're doing the meeting. So good. That was a quick and easy one, taken care of. Location for the 2 water sprayers. We bought water sprayers for Filtran because when we were just dumping the water in, it wasn't working real well. So we got a couple of water sprayers. So we would just make a location right by the barrel that we used to put the jugs back in. So as soon as you fill them up, you can just put the jugs right into the barrels, okay? So that's a good suggestion. We'll take a look at that. We'll get some labels on them so that we know where they go back to, and then we'll label an area over there for them to be stored at, okay? I don't have any customer announcements, but I know the Kaizen events, there's a whole bunch of them up there, and I know some of the dates have been set for some. I'm waiting for a couple people to sign up for a couple so that I can get those dates going on those Kaizen events over there too, so make sure you take a look at those. For an improvement, out on the floor, I thought this was really, really neat. It was Rosa and Lucy, I believe, right, that did the gauges? Where's Rosa and Lucy? Are they here? They hiding? Where are they at? But yeah, it was Rosa and Lucy, right? Okay, I want everybody to see that they went and they took the Kaizen foam and they organized all the gauges that QC has over there. And they did this all on their own. Nobody asked them to do it. Nobody made an event. Nobody took a suggestion. They just took it upon themselves to go ahead and organize all the gauges of the Kaizen foam. They went and got the foam and they took care of it. So they went ahead and they seen a problem, something that bugged them, and just took care of it. I mean, I think we should all give them a round of applause because that's just great. Okay? And somebody just taking the initiative to go ahead and just do it on their own. Nobody had to tell them to do it. Nobody had to have any interaction. They figured it out and did it all on their own. So that's awesome. Okay? As you guys knew, most of you guys have seen, over the last few weeks, some of the managers, me, Julie, and Oli had gone through some training, okay? We were going every Thursday for 4 hours. We did 40 hours of training, and I wanted to share some of that training with you guys. If we go to training, we want to educate you guys. So if I know something new, I want to make sure that you guys get it as well. So I'm going to read a little bit here about attitude, okay, and what it means and what it can do instead of reading from the book today, okay? Attitude. Have a positive impact on your company, customers, and colleagues, okay? So it's not just about the customer and how we treat them, it's about how we treat our colleagues and our company. What is an attitude? Organizations say that they are tired of employees with attitude, but they have a difficult time defining or expressing what that means. It's hard to improve an attitude if you aren't even sure of what it needs improving, okay? Perhaps attitude is best defined as a state of mind, and that state of mind is revealed through our behavior, tone of voice, our body language. That's what most of us tend to use words like happy, enjoyable to be around when we try to describe a person with a positive attitude. So your body language, how you present yourself, your tone that you use with people is your attitude. Our attitude affects our behavior, which in turn then is demonstrated by our performance. No wonder attitude is so important in the business world. It determines how we do our jobs, okay? So if you have a positive attitude, you're going to do your job really well. If you have a negative attitude, you're probably going to do your job not so well, okay? So you have two choices. You can either have a friendly, happy, productive attitude, looks for the good in others, focuses on the positive rather than the negative, compliments other people, and willing to work as part of a team. So that's choice number one. We can take positive. Or we can have choice number two, which is going to be negative. Negative, angry, victimized. People that are negative think they're the victim. It's not their fault, okay? Focus on the negative as opposed to the positive. Decline assistance from others. Conversations are hostile, frustrating, and people avoid them. And they are annoyed by those around them, okay? That's the negative attitude, all right? So, here's some examples. A positive attitude is displayed by individuals that always think about what to do next. Not what I just got done, what to do next, okay? Love to figure out new ways to improve service. Delight in finding ways to please customers. Are enjoyable people. Always pitch in, even if it's not their job. Never let personal problems stop them from getting the job done. Focus on finding creative ways to satisfy customers. Take responsibility without blaming other people or other departments. Fixes problems rather than finding fault. Okay? So, you hear the people, it's not my fault, it's so-and-so department did this person did that. Those aren't positive attitudes. Positive attitude is that there's a problem and I'm going to go solve it, and it's not somebody else's fault, okay? So, changing an attitude. Some people insist, but no one has the right to change my attitude. This is just who I am. It is true that you have a constitutional right to have an attitude you like. You can feel angry, sad, depressed, lonely, or apathetic. However, your organization has the right to demand that you do not show that negative attitude to customers or coworkers or allow that attitude to affect your performance on the job. In other words, no one else should be able to tell through your tone of voice, actions, body language that you are anything but positive while on the job. Okay? Some people might say, well then, I would have to act like I were happy when I don't feel that way. Wouldn't that be phony? The answer is, phony is in. Ask yourself, wouldn't you rather have a coworker pretend to be happy than act out their true negative feelings in a way that might say, we might say employers should learn to play a part just like someone in a stage play. Actors play parts that are assigned to them, their job descriptions, in a positive and professional manner no matter what else is going on in their lives. Their audience, the customers, always get 100% of each actor's energy and ability. When an actor cannot continue to play that part, the understudy takes their role. Okay? So think about that. If you can't play your part or do your job, somebody else is going to do it for you. And eventually then, you're not going to be the one that's going to be here, okay? Alright, so your attitude needs to be positive. We need to have positive attitudes. And there's only one person in this building in control of each individual person's attitude, and that is you. You are in control of your own attitude. Okay? Somebody can come in a bad attitude. Maybe it's me. Maybe I need to change my attitude, but that shouldn't affect your attitude. You are in control of your own attitude, okay? Nobody else. Alright? So we're going to watch the rest of the video on the bathroom, okay?